So basically, about 10 years ago, we were on a small iron ore mine, and a client came to us and said, listen, you are not working with my supervisors. You need to work with my supervisors to make we were doing a culture and efficiency program, and they were worried that it wouldn't stick, there wouldn't be sustainability. So the client literally said, you need to do something with our supervisors. So we said, no, we do stuff with your supervisors. We literally tell them what to do. And he says, well, that's the problem. You're telling my supervisors, you're not working through my supervisors. So we were then challenged to create a supervisory development program. There was nothing out there, so we created from scratch. And so we built our framework, and it actually integrates incredibly well in the culture and the efficiency side. So yeah, it's from bottom up, we built it. The reason why we do supervise specifically, because we literally worked out that if the supervisor decides that nothing's going to happen, nothing happens. And if he decides it's going to happen, it will happen. So what we decided there is we need to capacitate the supervisor. One of the things that we found in the supervisory in Africa is that only 19% of supervisors are competent in their role. About 78% are literally around about semi-competent. So what we found is that if you don't have competent supervisors, you're not going to have an effective organization. I mean, the worst competency is planning and organizing. The second worst competency is leading and developing. And the third one is analysis and problem solving. And so why we decided on the supervisor is we said it doesn't help that head office says all these wonderful things and sets all these great targets. You need to ensure that the supervisor can do what he needs to do per shift. And so we went out there and we said we need to capacitate. And the other interesting thing there is that when we started looking at the supervisors, and we've done about 2,000 now, only 51% of a supervisor's daily activities are actually executed effectively on a daily basis. And the other interesting thing is that the best competency that a supervisor has is assertiveness. So we can swear and shout, but we can't plan. And so what we did is we said we're going to take everyone together and we're going to take them on a journey. And the journey is through coaching. And through the coaching, we've actually been able to improve the competencies of supervisors to around about 56% from 19 to 56. And we've actually been able to move in the planning and organizing, in the analysis and problem solving, because the supervisor is a firefighter. He actually doesn't like data. And I say that tongue in cheek. But they like being the hero of the day. And we need to get them to plan properly, to analyze, solve problems. And we need to link it to, guys, remember, if the company does well, you do well. We need to be consistent. So that's why we focus on the supervisor. When we started the program, we were looking at something like what we do is we do the analysis, competency analysis of the individuals, see how competent they are. We look at how they execute their role. We look at how often they achieve their targets. We then give them a few days of training, about 5 days, 1 day safety. And then we start coaching. And then we were thinking to ourselves, now, do we just come in on a Monday or a Monday and a Friday? And then we realized, listen, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every shift is different. And we need to understand the pressures that each supervisor experiences. We need to know his environment, we need to know his team, we need to understand the dynamic of the company he works in, the culture that he works in, so that we can coach effectively. And you can only do that on a daily basis. So we literally coach every day. We use sprints. We have basically 8 sprints of 2 weeks. And we make sure that it's systematic. So we basically, the first 4 sprints, we put in the basics like a shift management book. We ensure that there's a structured team meeting, visual management is used, and that there's a team code of conduct of certain behaviors. And then we coach the behaviors. And that's why the 16 weeks is so long, because you need to coach behavior, not just do this, do that, compliance. So coaching for us is important. And when we coach, we measure. Has the person improved? Are the KPIs getting better? Is his behavior changing? Is he becoming more capable in his role? And so that's why you need the coaching framework. We call it coaching to performance. So yeah, and it works very well. So our biggest success story has been the Goldfield South Deep mine. if you know the history, it was running at a loss for about 11 years. It was struggling. We were asked late 2018 to come on board, and the whole focus there was change the culture and the people. And so we came, and I'm not going to take all the credit for ourselves. Obviously, there were other things happening at South Deep, but we went in there, we created a new culture. They had a strike, so we created a new culture, and then we started coaching. 80% of our effort was coaching the frontline leaders. We even took it to executive or senior level, senior management level. We started coaching them, and we got the buy-in, and then things started to move. And then literally, I think 2019, they started making a profit, and we left behind a small team in 2020 to embed what we did, and the sustainability has been incredible. The leadership of South Deep took this program, made it their own, enhanced it, made it better, and it's really a great success story for us.